Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back for Freestyle Competition here in Gillette Stadium. Last time you were with us, you saw George Bellhand take the racing win, and now we are here to crown our freestyle champion. John Gordon and Bad Company is going to be our first truck coming out here onto the track, going to attack this freestyle course. He's going to have 2 minutes on the clock to do whatever he pleases out here in Foxboro, Massachusetts. It looks like he's going to start things off pretty nice right there. Not quite going to clear the jump up on top of it to start his time. And now going over the crush car pile. Comboing it up, not quite getting the air he wanted off of that obstacle right there, but going to combo it up once again. Some nice air there and a hard landing on the cradle of that truck. He didn't get too much suspension there on that landing, but going into the car straight away. Nice sky wheelie there. On the throttle once again, moving into the next hit, and a big jump there for Bad Company. Off to the car pile once again, and a hard landing on the left side there. Taking it to the backside of the jammer, straight up and down and pogoing on the top of that jump. Very nicely done. Turning around looking for the same jump, that nose straight up in the air. Another nice sky wheelie for Bad Company. This time just about gonna clear it, getting tripped up on the sidewalls and getting too close to the pit area, getting into VP Mad Scientist a little bit even. They're gonna pull the RII on John Gordon and Bad Company. He's not quite gonna fill his time, but not a bad way to start freestyle here in Foxboro. Second up for freestyle here in Foxboro will be Overboard, driven by Jamie Garner. He's getting that truck started up and pulling off of the side of the track. Jamie Garner ready for freestyle competition. Not happy with how racing went out in the first round. He's going to start his 2 minutes right there. A nice combo, getting it into a nice wheelie. Another combination off of the cars, but getting into some trouble. A little twisted up, but he's going to land it back down on all four wheels. Jamie Garner, a nice start to his freestyle here in Foxboro, getting sideways off of that jump and a cradle shot. Nonetheless, he's going to keep that truck moving here in this freestyle. Some nice air there, encasing it a little bit at the end of that jump. He's going to get in on the throttle, put that truck back down on the ground. Up and over those cars. Trying to combo it up and couldn't quite get a jump off of that. Backside of the jammers kind of going in between them. Now he's going to have to take a sharp left turn in the side of the stadium. He's going to get around there. Really nice hang time off of that jump for Overboard, trying to get into another wheelie. Keeping this run alive, a minute in so far. He only has a minute left. Another nice slap wheelie for Overboard, going into those cars once again. Coming around, he's already hit this ramp once. He's going in between, hitting the brakes, going for another slap wheelie. Overboard gonna go for it. Another wheelie, trying to get up on top of that platform and gonna jump off with some nice air. Turning really close to the other trucks, and now looking for that MX hill. 25 seconds left in his time, and he's getting some of the biggest air of the night. And it looks like he is setting up for the backflip over at the end of the stadium floor. Jamie Garner gonna get a little bit of an over-rotation, landing hard on the rear end, but he is going to land it nonetheless. 5 seconds left, and that truck is still alive. Up and over the cars, nose high through the air. Up on top of the platform, and that is going to be it for Overboard. The scorecards are in. Flipping that truck around, parking it right there. Jamie Garner and Overboard coming out here and tearing down in freestyle competition. Mikey Vaughters Jr. and Overkill Evolution next up for freestyle competition. It's not going to be easy for him to get up on top of the leaderboard as Jamie Garner and Overboard just put down a great freestyle. We're going to have to see if he has anything up his sleeve that he can do here in freestyle competition. There's still quite a few trucks left to go. And some nice air there to start his time and a hard landing there as well. A combination move straight up and down off the backside of that jammer. Turning around, trying to keep it off of that dumpster over there. Off of the yellow car stack. Going for the backside of the racing lane and getting some nice air off of that jump right there. Turning around, getting over into the pit area and almost in the black pearl. He's going to keep it off of him. A little over 30 seconds in so far, and Overkill Evolution lacking so far on the momentum. Just a little bit into some trouble though as I say that. And it looks like it's going to shove the nose of that truck into the backflip ramp. He's going to back up and not quite going to go for the backflip quite yet. Nose high in the air off of those cars and comboing it up some nice air. Not quite as much as we've seen from Overboard and Bad Company. Over a minute in now. Going off of the MX Hill, some pretty decent air right there. Not as much as we've seen once again from Overkill. Struggling to keep it going out here so far. Gonna have to pick it up. First gear off of that jammer, and it's gonna send him straight up into the air. Very nicely done. Going for some air once again, and getting tripped up like the drivers before him into the car pile. And Overkill Evolution going over a little early. 36 seconds left on the clock here in freestyle competition, and I don't think it's quite gonna be enough to take the lead. Dalton Milliken coming out here in Blue Thunder, gonna show you Foxboro fans how to feel the energy. Backing out of that parking spot, and he's getting ready for freestyle competition. Turning that truck around, getting ready for his first hit. And he's going to get some really big air for his first maneuver of the night, but he's going to get a hard cradle shot right there. Comboing it up straight into the next hit though. Wasting no time. Turning that truck around on a dime. Up and over that pod. Getting into a nice combination move. 3-hit combo there. A nice wheelie over that jump and just beautifully setting it on top of that island. Turning around once again. Gonna stay on this side of the track, and it looks like he's gonna have a hard landing here on the sidewalls, and he's turning into it. Putting it back down on all 4 wheels. Straight back into another move. Having some trouble there on that landing, but into another combination. The combos are unreal in this freestyle so far. Dalton Milliken and Blue Thunder having a great run. Some of the best momentum we've seen so far. Up and over the cars. Finally now getting to take a breather from these hits. He's going straight back into it though with this right here. And a hard flat landing right there for Blue Thunder. 52 seconds left in his time. Nice air right there, getting some good distance off the backside of that racing lane, hitting it sideways. And now he's going up the MX Hill, some nice air. Landing on the left side. And now Dalton Milliken turning into it. It looks like he's going to go for the backflip with about 30 seconds left in his time. Can he land it? Perfect landing for Blue Thunder out here in Foxboro, Massachusetts. He's going to keep this run going off the backside of the racing lane. There's some huge air. Turning it around, and we got 10 seconds left here in this freestyle. What a way to come out here in Foxboro. Up on 2 wheels, he set it back down, and that is going to be just about the end of time. As he's going up and over that jammer, going for a slap wheelie. He's going to get it, dragging the tailgate across the floor into another wheelie. Going to bump it off of that jump right there. And a perfect positioning for Dalton Milliken in Blue Thunder. If that doesn't take the lead, I don't know what will. Blue Thunder coming out here and putting on a great freestyle. Colvinard in Black Pearl getting prepared for his freestyle run. Starting that truck up and backing it out of his parking spot. You can see those flash bulbs going off in the crowd. They're ready for some more freestyle competition. And Colvinard gonna start right up off the first jump he sees. Now it looks like he's going for that car stack, some decent air off of that. Looks like that truck is landing really hard out here for freestyle competition. That shouldn't stop him from going for huge air sends just like that. Onto 2 wheels, and he's going to have to save it. He's going to do just that. Getting close to that double backflip ramp used in the Encore. Some nice air right off of that jump into a slap wheelie. He's going to get it. Comboing it up off of those cars as well. Keeping this run going. Some nice momentum. Almost getting into the staircase right there. Hitting that jump once again, but bigger air than even the last time he hit it. Nice combination move from Colvinard in Black Pearl, but in some trouble getting close to the side of the track. Could have been an RII right there, but he got the cleat. He pulled it up. Tapping the brakes at the tip of that jump to level out in midair. Perfectly done by Colvinard in Black Pearl. He's got just under a minute left in time. Turning that truck around, and he's going for some big air right here. Getting shifted in midair, though, and losing a wheel. Colvinard. Looks like the knuckle is still attached. That tie rod is still attached. There's been no RII, and it looks like he's just going to put it into some donuts. One of the most effective things you can do with 3 wheels in a monster truck. And it looks like he's going on 2 wheels. And over for Black Pearl in freestyle competition. 30 seconds left on the clock and a decent run. Will it be enough to take the lead, though? It's up to you. George Bellhan is your only driver who could get a double down championship here tonight. And we're about to find out as he's about to start his freestyle competition. That truck is started up. He has got it in gear. He's pulling it onto the track. We're going to see what he can do within 2 minutes of freestyle time. And it looks like he's going to start things off just a little bit different. Starting things off with a donut. Couple nice revolutions, getting up on 2 wheels just a little bit there, but getting off on the throttle. Stuffing the front end of that truck into the side of that jump right there, and now getting into the barricade. Trying to keep the run going. Looks like he's going for some big air right here. Not quite going to get as much as I think he wanted. Off the side of the racing lane right there, the backside of the racing lane. Flipping that truck around, looking for the car pile and getting some nice air off of that. Going for a combination move, a wheelie up the ramp just a little bit right there. Mohawk Warrior might not quite be matching up to Dalton Milliken's momentum and Blue Thunder, but he's getting some nice air right there. What a jump into the car pile right there for George Bellhan and Mohawk Warrior. He's got just about a minute left. Going for that MX hill and getting some nice air. A little sideways, though, off of that jump. Getting into some trouble. And it looks like he's going to save it and into a wheelie for Mohawk Warrior across the stadium floor. Turning that truck around. That is the wow factor he needed in this run. And now he's going to keep it going, riding a wheelie out right there. Getting all crossed up off the backside of the jammer right there. It looked like the rear steer gave out a little bit right there, but the hydraulic pump's looking pretty good. Now going for that backflip ramp, he's going for the corkscrew, and he's going to land it perfectly. George Bellhan putting on a great run out here, just under 30 seconds left in the clock. Up and over, he's in trouble off the car pile, and that is going to be it for Mohawk Warrior with 17 seconds left on the clock. George Bellhan really putting it all on the line, trying to get that double down championship. Will it be enough, though? Next up for freestyle competition, it's Todd LeDuc in Metal Militia coming out here on the floor. Coming out of that parking spot. Todd LeDuc wanting to take the freestyle win here in Foxboro, but he's going to have to do something huge to take the lead here. Quite a few great freestyles we've seen so far from Blue Thunder, from Mohawk Warrior, from Bad Company, from Overboard. And now Metal Militia backing up and looking for something big off here on the racing lane. He's going full throttle into that jump and starting his time off with a huge send. Todd LeDuc executing the LeDuc leap for the first maneuver of the run. A nice slap wheelie there from Metal Militia and comboing it up onto the island over on top of the MX hill, or off to the side of it rather. And now going to that car pile, off to the side, getting crushed down in all sorts and kinds of different ways right there up on top of the island. Trying to keep this momentum up, straight up and down off of that pod, literally vertical. Some big speed into those cars right there. He's going to go into a nice combination move right there. Getting tripped up a little bit like everyone earlier in the competition, but he's going to keep it going with little to no problem. Getting crossed up off of that jump, a little bit of a nosedive, but he kept it under control in midair. And now just a minute in. Todd LeDuc and Metal Militia might have to pick it up just a little bit, but getting whipped in midair, now landing on the side walls. He's gonna put it back down on all four wheels, getting a little bit lucky there. Now he's gonna keep that truck going. Some nice momentum, picking it up right now. Going off of that racing lane once again and getting tripped up by that MX hill, but it's going to land just fine. Getting really lucky out here with a couple of these jumps so far. With 25 seconds left, Metal Militia coming up on the end of his freestyle run. Going into the backflip though, is he gonna land it? Perfectly done. Todd LeDuc, 10 seconds left on his time. What else can he do? Some nice air right there off the backside of that jump. Into the car pile once again and getting thrown off to the side and on the sidewalls on the face of that ramp. He's going to keep it on the throttle and pull it out. And that is going to be the end of regulation time here for Metal Militia. As it looks like Todd LeDuc isn't done, but now he is, as he's flipping that truck over. In true Metal Militia fashion, Todd LeDuc in Metal Militia coming out here in Foxboro, putting on a great freestyle. Will it be enough to take the lead? VP Mad Scientist, driven by Lee O'Donnell, coming out here onto the track next for Freestyle Competition. Gotta wonder what's going through his head, what he might be thinking of trying to do out here to take the lead in Freestyle Competition. Waving at the fans as he goes by, getting ready for this Freestyle Competition. And now he's going to start off the backside of the racing lane. Some nice air there for VP to start things off. Heading for that MX hill and already going for some huge air. The second hit of the freestyle. Really testing out how that equipment is working underneath him. Taking it easy right there. Going in for a slap wheelie and riding it into the next jump. VP Mad Scientist really throwing caution to the wind right now. 30 seconds in on his time and he's already going pretty rowdy. Some nice air from Lee O'Donnell. Another slap wheelie, dragging the tailgate on the ground. In the corner of the stadium, he's going to turn it around. And now he's going for some big air right there off the side of that jump. Beautifully done over the car pile to combo it up. Now he's starting to take it a little bit more conservative than he was at the beginning of his run. Wants to make sure he makes it to the end of the run. The cradle shot right there. Quite a few competitors out here been cradle shotting off of that jump. Some nice air off of that launch ramp. And he's going to go for somewhat of a combo right there. And it looks like it's going to trip him up, but he's going to pull it back down. Had the presence of mind to get in on the throttle. Now he's going to land on that launch ramp right there. The power up on over. 30 seconds left for VP Mad Scientist, and he's going to have to do something big here. Nice sky wheelie there off the backside of the jammer. And he's stopping right here. Looks like he may actually be lining up for a reverse backflip going into the container. Leo Donald and VP Mad Scientist gonna land the reverse backflip here in freestyle competition. Was it the wow factor that he needed in this freestyle? He's gonna end it off with some nice air right there. And that is going to be the end of his time. The scorecards are coming in. VP Mad Scientist putting on a great freestyle. Looks like he's still not done. Leo Donald tearing it down for Foxboro. Looking to end it off with some donuts, and that is going to be it for VP Mad Scientist. Leo Donald putting on a great show here in Foxboro, Massachusetts. A great freestyle run. A nice reverse backflip wasn't enough. Cody Saucier and Red Baron Monster Energy coming out here in Foxboro, ready for freestyle competition after not getting his way in racing. We're going to have to see what he has up his sleeve for freestyle. Coming out onto the track, and it looks like he's going to take things a little bit slower off the start. Slamming the front end of that truck into that jump and getting a nice sky wheelie right there. Another sky wheelie for Cody Saucier, landing straight up and down in the center of that pond. Turning that truck around. Trying to keep the momentum up, it looks like so far. Nice air right there, getting a little bit of a cross thread into a slap wheelie. Some nice combination moves. Cody knows exactly what he has to do to take the lead, and he's trying his best to do just that. Turning that truck around. Looking for some big air right here. No, not quite. Going for a slap wheelie, but not quite going to get the bounce he wanted. And there's the big air that we were looking for just a second ago. Some nice distance, and he's going to get those back wheels almost perfectly just flush down that landing ramp. Some nice air off of the racing lane, and a nice combination move. Yes, right there, and a wheelie off of the top of that pod and down the ramp. Cody Saucier putting on some technicality we haven't seen so far in freestyle competition, and into the backflip. Earlier than anybody so far in freestyle competition. He had 50 seconds left. Time dwindling down for Cody Saucier, and he has done quite a bit so far. Will it be enough? Some nice air right there, and landing hard on the rear end. Saving the truck though, as it looks like Cody Saucier does have some problems. The rear steer has locked up on him after that hard landing. Looks like the hydraulic system is leaking quite a bit back there. Now Cody Saucier is going to have to deal with broken rear steer as he's all out of whack. But Cody Saucier not quite going to be able to save that truck, and he is going to go over with 12 seconds left in his time. He did quite a bit in that freestyle, but wasn't enough to take the lead. Charlie Pocket and Gravedigger coming out here onto the track, starting things off big. A nice sky wheelie to start things off, almost flipping that truck over on the first hit, but Gravedigger not going to let it happen out here in Foxboro. Some nice air right there off of the second hit, getting flipped up on that car pile. Now trying to keep that truck going sideways off of that jump right there and just catching traction. He's up on two wheels and flipping it back up onto all fours. 30 seconds in, we've already got one rollover from Gravedigger and some nice air. Looking for that racing lane and some more huge air, some of the biggest we've seen off of that jump all night. Todd LeDuc even having to back up to get that amount of air. Gravedigger just lining up and soaring. Off of the jammer, gonna get a little crossed up. I think he wanted to get a slap wheelie there, not quite gonna get it. Crossing over the MX hill and gonna land somewhat down that ramp. Beautifully done by Charlie Pocket, taking a different look at this track than everybody else so far. Tripping that truck up, and he's gonna save it. Beautifully done from Charlie Pocket, a classic Grave Digger save. Moving on into the freestyle, he's still got the great momentum. He's got 2 wow factors saved. Up and over that racing lane, nose high through the air. Comboing it up off the backside of the jammer, but he's past vertical, trying to save it into the gas. And Gravedigger trying, and he's gonna get it back up on all 4 wheels. He has been RII'd, I think, even before he actually got it all the way up. Somehow, that truck pulled it back up on all 4 wheels, and we're gonna be waiting for his next hit to start the time. Looks like he's going to start his time back up off of those yellow cars right there. He's back up and moving. He may have taken a little knock on his momentum right there, but Gravedigger keeping it going. Almost getting into a Mohawk Warrior right there. George Bellhand, still the only person who could get the double down, is Charlie Pocket sending it sideways off the MX hill. Stuffing it into the backside of the jammer, straight up and down on the top of it, and that is going to be the end of time for Gravedigger out here. What an amazing freestyle for regulation time, as he's going to keep it going. Some huge air from Gravedigger out here. Charlie Pocket going over, though. And it looks like that little encore exhibition is over. Charlie Pocket ending this run in true Gravedigger fashion. And now we wait on the scores from our judges. Remember to leave your scores in the comments below. Ryan Anderson in Son-Uva Digger went on to the semifinals in racing competition, only to be taken out by George Bellhand. And then George Bellhand went on to take the racing championship. Son-Uva Digger going to start off with some huge air right there, and Ryan would love nothing less than to take that double down from George Bellhand and Mohawk Warrior. Some nice air for Son-Uva Digger, and a hard landing on the left side of that truck. Some huge air, and it looks like he's still going to keep it going. Some nice combination moves. Now drifting it on the outside of those turns right there. Off the side of that jump. Some huge air for Son-Uva Digger. Some of the most we've seen off of that jump so far tonight. Lining up for that jump. Huge air once again for Ryan Anderson and Son-Uva Digger. He's on the sidewalls, turning into it. And he's going to get it back on all 4 wheels, losing the hood of that truck. Now cross-threading those cars and the pod. Spinning that truck around at the end of the stadium. Going for some more huge air. Brake tapping and a nosedive right there for Son-Uva Digger, riding a wheelie into the jump. Launching that truck into Gravedigger 27. He's going to have to back it up. Keeping the pedal to the metal, Ryan Anderson and Son-Uva Digger making a statement here in freestyle competition so far. Some more huge air right there. Off the backside of the jammers right there, just hitting right in between them. And now he's going for that backflip, just straight into it, wasting no time, and he's going to land it perfectly. With 25 seconds left on the clock, Ryan Anderson and Son-Uva Digger turning it up here, trying to take that win. Drifting it out once again, going to that car pile. And now he's going to save it on the face of the launch ramp of the MX hill. Beautifully done from Ryan Anderson. Drifting around once again into the car pile. His time is almost up, and this is going to be the last move. A nice slap wheelie right there into the jammer, sending him almost into a backflip off of the jammer, and that is going to be it for Ryan Anderson and Son-Uva Digger. What a great way to end freestyle competition here in Foxboro, Massachusetts. Was it enough to take the lead? Only you can decide.